Is that enough?
That's perfect. I can see Kaylee now. Thank you. I appreciate it, Scott. Yeah, she can tell me, like, that's enough. Move on to the next item.
All right, good evening. We are going to get started on our regular meeting of the school board. This meeting is a meeting of the school board in public for the purpose of conducting school corporation's business and is not to be considered a public community meeting. There may be time for public participation as indicated by agenda items or as directed by the board president. The meeting site is fully accessible. Any person requiring further accommodation should contact the superintendent at the school corporation central office. This meeting will be electronically recorded and will be kept on file in the superintendent's office. A copy of both the audio and the video recordings will be available on the NLCS website. At this time, if you don't mind, please rise and uncover. And Mr. Gilbert, would you lead us in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, the next item on our agenda is a review and approval of the minutes and executive session from our January 15th meeting. I would entertain a motion for approval.
Make the motion.
Mr. Gilbert makes the motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Sokolin seconds. Any questions or discussion on the minutes from the last meeting? All right, hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Our motion carries. All right, item D on the agenda, persons to address the board relative to the agenda. This would have been via a blue card that you might have submitted. Okay, seeing none, we will move on. There will be a time later in the meeting where items not on the agenda could be addressed by public. Item E, business office, Ms. Carson.
Good evening. First, I'd like to ask the board for approval of claims and payroll since the last board meeting in the amount of $3,841,480.65.
Okay, have a recommendation of claims and payroll as stated. Do you have a motion?
I make a motion, we approve the claims and payrolls since the last board meeting of $3,841,480.65.
All right.
I'll
Ms. Keith
second.
Makes a motion. Dr. Miller seconds. Questions or discussion? All right, hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Next, I'd like to ask the board for approval of the 2025-2026 and 2026-2027 administrator contracts as presented.
All right, have a recommendation as stated for the approval of the administrator contracts. Do I have a motion?
Make the motion.
Mr. Gilbert makes a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Sokolin seconds. Questions or discussion related to the motion?
I have a couple questions. This is about the positions, not the people that hold the positions. Do we have updated and accurate job description for each of these positions?
The timeliness of the job descriptions getting updated depends on when we most recently hired someone into that role. So for positions that we hired more recently, those have more up-to-date job descriptions. And it's one of the goals of the administration is to work towards having updated job descriptions for every role as part of the annual review and evaluation process.
So are all of them presently updated and accurate?
I would say it's possible that positions have added responsibilities or different tasks, that there may have been some shifting in the positions from the description that someone was hired in at, and that's something that we're looking at right now. So I can't say that it's 100% accurate, no.
So are the job requirements updated and accurate? I guess that would be a similar answer.
Same status on that one.
Okay. And do we have documented performance criteria for each one of these positions?
For many of the positions, it's listed as part of the job description, but I couldn't speak to if every position has clear goals and parameters.
Okay.
Like, I'd have to personally review them and know.
All right, and then for the people who fill these positions, okay? Has it been verified and documented that each one of these people fill the job requirements, such as degrees, experience, certifications for each of these positions?
I trust that those were verified at the time of hire for each of these roles.
Okay, so all right. And at the beginning of the 25-26 school year, each one of these people, did they review the performance expectations that they have based on the criteria? And did they receive performance goals for the school year?
So everyone is supposed to be evaluated, but I don't believe that everyone has an evaluation on file that clearly details that. So I couldn't fully speak to that, but
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Yancey, would you comment on any of that, especially that last question about performance expectations and reviews?
Steve and I do the evaluation. I believe everyone is evaluated each year.
I have a question.
I know my section was done, because I keep track of it, so. And he and I discuss it, so I'm pretty sure he got his finished, so they were done, they were divided equally between the two of us.
And these administrator positions are either direct reports to one of the two of you, right?
Yes.
I have a question. I actually couldn't get it to pull up, but I looked at it at home. We reviewed these in executive in January. Some of the numbers are different than what we reviewed in executive. Was that I didn't know that until I looked at it today. What's the rationale for those changes?
There was a couple that, because one person, for example, we gave a bump, so I moved the raise down some.
But I thought you said in executive that was a bump to get that person aligned.
It was, but we're trying to get everybody on the same trough of pay, pretty close, of the directors.
Okay, I would prefer when we make changes that we all get to see those, because I didn't know and didn't have any rationale for that. It was just changed. So I don't know if that came out of a conversation with the president or.
No, I haven't spoke to Adam about it.
Okay.
It was in the packet last Friday that we got.
Right, but we didn't discuss it
Right.
as a board
Right.
in the executive, is
Right.
what I'm saying. And I would like to know before they're changed, so that I don't want to just discuss it myself. I think that's something we should discuss in executive as a group.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, further questions or discussion on the motion? All right, hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Ms. Carson.
for number 3, I'd like to ask the board for approval of the instructional aid pay scale adjustments.
All right, have a recommendation for approval of the instructional aid pay scale adjustments.
I make a motion, we approve the instructional aid pay scale adjustments.
All right, Mr. King makes a motion. Do I have a second? Ms. Miller seconds. Questions or discussion related to this motion? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Number 4, approval of a 50-cent raise for classified support staff.
All right, have a recommendation for a 50 cent per hour raise for classified support staff. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion, we approve the 50-cent per hour raise for classified support staff.
Okay, Mr. King makes a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Dr. Miller seconds. Questions or discussion related to this motion? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Number 5, approval to increase capital asset threshold from $5,000 to $10,000.
All right, have a recommendation as listed. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion, we approve the increase of capital asset threshold from $5,000 to $10,000 each.
Okay, Mr. King makes a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Gilbert seconds. Questions or discussion related to this motion?
What's your best guess on the impact of number of items that are affected, and then if we do this, how will that impact the inventory costs next time we have one?
This will cut our inventory in half. So right now we have 434 items that are between or over $5,000, and between $5,000 and $10,000 is about 200 items. So increasing the threshold allows us not to keep track of about 200 items. And so we're in the process right now of getting bids on the expense to inventory all of our assets, and this will definitely reduce that cost, but by what percent, I don't know. I don't think it would be 50% because there's a fixed cost to doing the inventory, but my estimate would be by about a third.
Thank you.
And we do this where I work too, but the risk of not tracking these lower dollar, $5,000 to $10,000 assets is loss or attrition or whatever. I mean,
Correct.
yeah, so there's a,
Some of it is not easily pilferable. It's not like, some of it is, but not.
all right, further questions or discussion? All right, hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Number 6, approval of fund transfer from the Early Years Incentive Grant to the Education Fund.
All right, have a recommendation for a fund transfer from the Early Years Incentive Grant to the Education Fund. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion, we approve fund transfer from the Early Years Incentive Grant to the Education Fund.
All right, Mr. King makes the motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, Mr. Sokolin seconds. Questions or discussion related to this motion? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Number 7, approval to cancel outstanding checks over 2 years old for the school corporation and the ECA accounts.
All right, I have a recommendation. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
All right, Ms. Collier makes a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Dr. Miller seconds. Questions or discussion related to this motion? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
For number 8, we ask that the board do the first reading of the food service procurement plan policy.
All right, and this is not a motion, right? This is just an administrative note. We do have, the board, that is, has this food service procurement plan at our disposal, and I believe it's probably posted also in our board docs.
Correct.
And what would then the schedule be for this second reading and finalization?
We'd bring it to the board in March unless there's substantial questions and the board would like to discuss it further, then we could delay it.
Any questions or comments on this at the time? Okay, that's it.
Thank you. That's a record number of items for me.
That is a big
So
list.
I appreciate everyone bearing with me.
All right, thank you, Ms. Carson. All right, moving along, item F on our agenda is Human Resources. Mr. Unger.
Good evening. The first half of our approval items revolve around health services. I'd first like to thank Dr. Shipley and Dr. Wendy Miller for some advising and guiding on compliance issues and also evidence-based practice as we made these decisions. And then some of this logistics was done by Jennifer Kendall Harris. She is our social emotional counselor. And then also Ashley Chapman, one of our school nurses, helped to set up some of the logistics and some of these things tonight. So for the first item, I want to bring to you the approval to create a head school nurse position.
Okay, we have a recommendation for approval to create a head school nurse position. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Dr. Miller makes a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Ms. Collier seconds. Questions or discussion related to this motion?
So, in this memorandum, you have a role summary and responsibilities.
Mhm.
Are these not being done now? These roles, or these items?
Well, some of this, and again, I don't have the memorandum right in front of me, but some of this that was added. First off, we took the school nurse, and all of those responsibilities are held, and then the extra are what the head nurse will do. And those responsibilities include providing oversight for scheduling, compliance training, and communication. We do have an employee who has done that for quite some time.
So they are being done now.
Yes.
Okay.
And she, for example, if one of those people are sick, somebody's got to be in that spot, and she's made sure to cover those with the staffing and moving some people around. Another example on the logistics is just making sure if there's something they all need for compliance, that gets happened. And so she's done this for quite a while.
So we're just making sure that we rightly compensate. that
Yes, I
position,
think that
right?
would be fair. And then
Okay.
again, in discussion with Dr. Shipley, she stressed that was an important role, especially since we didn't have some other structures in place to manage for district-wide supervision.
Yeah, and I think for a best practice model to have a head school nurse, so someone who's coordinating is very common.
And I think, I have another question, I think you already mentioned it maybe, but, so in the job description, the entire nurse position is in here plus the additional duty?
Yes,
Okay.
we already have a school nurse position, job description that
Right.
we use in post. This one is created
Right.
to include those extra roles so that it's lined out. Also, we didn't
Starts
want-
with the nurses and includes the extras.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and we didn't want
Thank
it to be like just a stipend. We felt like this, in part for again, internal controls and finance was better, but also it puts it as part of the job, right? And there is things she does outside of what was the normal school hours. Again, like getting people ready in the morning and making sure things are set,
Thank you.
or these trainings.
So is this a net 1 increase or a net 0 increase of the school staffing or nurse staffing?
She's already a nurse,
Okay.
and so we're adding.
It's not a full-time equivalent
No.
of the one.
But in full disclosure, we did recently end a health aide position, and we took advantage of that to hire another nurse. It was recommended to us to try to have, for best practice, a head nurse in every building. Due to that, our situation and also, our staffing needs compared to our students, that wasn't feasible. But by doing this, we're going to be able to have better coverage and cover. There was a concern around liability, and also what really these registered nurses can do is different than what a health aide. For example, if I make a mistake, please jump in, Dr. Miller. For example, they're the ones that can diagnose. Our health aides cannot.
Health aides cannot assess. They can implement things, but they can't assess. And so it's actually standard. The evidence-based practice, standard practice, is a goal of a registered nurse in every school. We don't have that yet. A lot of schools or a lot of systems don't. So if there was a health aide that's no longer there, putting another nurse in is getting us closer to that goal. But I don't think it relates to this particular position. It's not like we're hiring a head nurse. This person already exists.
And I strongly feel these adjustments, again, we consulted and we talked, it makes me feel a lot better of serving our students and our liability and being in compliance of what we need to do.
And my goal will still always be a nurse in every school, but I realize that there are limitations.
Okay, thank you. Any further questions or discussion related to this motion?
And I think this is a better approach than just doing an annual stipend for that duties.
Thank you.
Okay, if nothing further, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, for item number 2, I'd like to ask for the approval, alignment of the school nurse base pay to the teacher collective bargaining agreement level 1 salary schedule, and also to align the school nurse paid leave provisions to the teacher collective bargaining agreement paid leave framework.
All right, have the motion, or have the recommendation as described. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
All right, Ms. Collier makes a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Dr. Miller seconds. Questions or discussion related to this motion? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 3, approval of revisions to the social emotional counselor job description.
Okay, I have a recommendation for approval of the revisions to the social emotional counselor job description. Do I have a motion?
I'll make motion.
Dr. Miller makes a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Ms. Collier seconds. Questions or discussion related to this motion?
I had a couple questions. It says the social emotional counselors are certified staff, licensed, and employees in LCS. Then it says the social emotional advisors have degrees and report to the SECs. Are the SEAs also NLCS employees?
They would be, and it's the very similar role. The distinction again is in their certification.
Right,
And then
yeah, just
how
want to
they
make
have
sure
work
that.
with. Yeah.
It says one's an employee in LCS as opposed to like, a memorandum with a company or something.
Yes,
Same thing
and
with
we're
the
also.
SEAs.
I mean, contracting is not bad. Like, for example, we do contract out our food services, but we found
Yeah.
some of these positions, and we're trying with special ed. We still haven't got there.
Right.
We
I just want
find
to make
it's
sure
be-
that both of them are actually employees.
Yeah, we feel like it's better to have employees like that. And I'll be honest, this has been a struggle too, just to find people who can do this role. I don't know if it's entirely just market value and what we pay, but I think it's also just a matter of ability, or what's out there in the candidate pool. So again, the reason we redid this was several reasons. We wanted to clarify the current duties so they match to what buildings need, what the principals want for the students. Also around compliance expectations, some of the wording before would get us in trouble maybe with a little bit of the licensing if we didn't careful. And then also just to make sure that we made the distinction between, this can be confusing for us, but if they're certified with the DOE, Indiana Department of Education, they're a certified employee, and if not, they're classified. And in this case, sometimes it's not a clear cut. Just because you're in this role doesn't mean you're certified or classified. And that goes with our directors, which you were talking about earlier in certification. Some of our directors are on a simultaneous teacher contract because they're certified through the Indiana Department of Education, and then some of our directors would be classified employees because they don't have a certification from the Indiana Department of Education.
Thank you. I have one other question.
Mhm.
It talks about interdisciplinary support, and it says the SECs may inform IEPs or other learning plans, but I don't know if maybe that was a typo when we did the changes, but it says you will inform a document. I'm not sure exactly.
Well, that usually means like you give information to help in the
So you provide
implementation
information.
in the implementation of an
Right.
individualized education plan.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, thanks.
I do have one question. So can you remind us the SECs and SEAs, are these one per building? Do you have them spread across two buildings in some cases?
That varies. We don't have one in every building at this point. I think that was a goal at one time, but also again, as we look at, we're starting to try to do staffing intensity also based off student numbers, and so that's been kind of a little bit of a guide on this, and it's been dynamic. Mr. Yancey has been actively involved in fleshing this out, listening, because not every situation is the same in every building, and not every culture is the same, and not different makeup of students, and they have different needs, and so that's what we're trying to do.
Do you know how many of each off the cuff of these SECs and SEAs we have?
That's been in flux, so I don't know, because we've had some and then we lost some and then we posted and one we're not filling. So I can't give you the exact number, but I can look it up and tell you how many we have current. And I think we have one on the personnel agenda tonight for Parkview.
All right, thank you. Any further questions or discussion?
So we do have a memorandum agreement with Centerstone for similar things, right? So how does that overlap with these positions? If we were able to increase the number of these that we have, would we not need the Centerstone contract, or how does that work together?
Centerstone are contracted just for students who have referrals through Centerstone,
Okay.
because Centerstone can bill insurance. So our social and emotional counselors it's a completely
Everything.
different program.
Right.
They can meet with any student. They do a lot of tier 1 instruction in classrooms. Centerstone doesn't do any of that. And then Centerstone is in buildings as needed. So a smaller school building might have a Centerstone person 1 or 1.5 days a week, whereas Lincoln has a Centerstone person 5 days a week all day. And we do have we have positions in every building, including 2 at Parkview in each building. We just currently have an opening at Dollins, and right now it is open as a temporary contract. It has just opened, so we don't have any applicants for that, but all the other positions are filled.
Okay.
After tonight, both Parkviews will have their own as well, which has been a huge goal.
We have someone from another school now going to Dallas a couple afternoons ago.
which is not a workable solution long-term. It's just a Band-Aid for now because it's pulling resources from Lincoln to go to Dollins, but our schools really struggle without these positions being filled.
Thank you.
Any further questions or discussion? All right, hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Item number 4. For item number 4, our current benefits administration system is being sunset in June of this year. So we have to make a transition to another benefits administration system. We looked at 4. We did presentations and demoed. I worked with JA Benefits. We did a matrix and looked at who was there. We also did some follow-up and reference calls. And so we wanted to select Celerix. We believe that it will be a great system, but also it's going to align more with our financial and our internal controls, and we feel very confident in it. So I'd like to bring to you approval to adopt Celerix as NLCS Benefits Administration Platform.
Okay, we have a recommendation for adoption of the Celerix as our benefits administration platform. Do we have a motion? Mr. Gilbert makes a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Mr. Sokolin seconds. Any questions or discussion related to this motion?
You want to go ahead?
Go ahead.
So we're going from this Optavise to Celerix. Will they be able to do electronic data transfer of the data that's in there now to the new system with that? Is it?
There's some,
systems
but
I don't know if they can
it's
do that.
also limited. So a lot of times, unfortunately, a lot of school software is not what I would call on par with what you use in private and business. And so they don't always have like the API protocols to do naturally. But there is some that can happen. So basically, we will be able to move from our financial system will be able to move new employees into the benefit system, so it queues them up to know what we need to do for that employee. Also, it'll be able to, this will be stronger for pulling the reports out to do audits. So we can do a pull out of the benefit system, do a pull out of the finance system, compare that and see where we might have discrepancies.
All right, so maybe I said it wrong. We have Optavise now. and
Yes.
It has this administrative benefits data. And we're going to get Celerix.
Yes.
So we'll be able to electronically transfer the benefits data that's in Optavise to Celerix?
They are
without
working with
a lot of
schools
manual
already
entry?
to get the data from Optavise. They feel confident that we can use that
Okay.
in the transition and migration. But, part of this is that's where we'll work with them, and that's laid out in the plan of the implementation plan that's in there and the phases.
And then, are there any training costs outside of the implementation plan?
No, and we'll probably just do our training and then work with JA Benefits to make sure people are trained.
They're familiar with Celerix?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, very
And then,
much so.
so you do have a timeline so that, you want to, I think it said it was like a 60-day, 7-phase plan, but you want to give a timeline on when you want to have it up so many weeks prior to the school.
Yes, and
Right,
we'll work
okay.
with the company to do that. Some of that's then lining up with their resources and our resources, but we'll work on that. And then also, I know in the FYI, there's going to be a contract to work with JA Benefits to help us and to finish training. And as you know, we have a fairly new employee in the benefits, and one of the things that was important to me is that as we do this, it's also documented for anybody in that position later or across, so that's been one of the issues as we use these different systems. We've had a lot of turnover, different people used them, but nobody ever documented it. And it's very difficult to do. While you're doing day-to-day operations, it's very difficult to take the time to document that. So that's where we hope they can help us. as well.
And in your selection process areas, you looked at 4 options, 4 different companies, right? Picked
Yes.
Okay. So one of them had a much lower cost. Is there a reason why you
Yes, one did, but the software was not as robust. Also, our checkup, some of the customer service wasn't on par. It was not what I would call there was a lot of stuff that they were not doing that the other packages were that'll be beneficial to us.
Okay.
So yes, sometimes the cheapest is not the best.
Absolutely. Thanks.
And you get what you pay for.
In terms of documentation, I do appreciate your memorandums for record on all these items that you brought to the board, Mr. Unger, and I do appreciate the succinctness and the packaging of that. Again, for someone else to look back on as to why we made this decision or what was being purchased.
You're welcome. Thank you.
So thank you.
You're welcome.
Further conversations or questions related to this motion? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, the next one, item number 5, approval to adopt Red Rover HR for absent management and hiring.
Okay, we have a recommendation to adopt this Red Rover HR as stated. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Mr. Sookland makes a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Mr. Gilbert seconds. Questions or discussion related to this motion?
So, I'm sorry, I have a question. There's no selection process here? Did you not look at more than one package for this?
Well, we looked at the quote we have for the current system. Also, this has been a hobby of mine now for 2.5 years. Some of you may remember I've wanted a human resource information system. There was the plan to maybe merge with Power School and the finance. That did not come that didn't come to completion, and so there's still been this. I'm very familiar with the school, like some of the main ones is Frontline, Power School. I've even had demos with them, and I'm familiar with their pricing. I also have talked to a lot of Director of Human Resources, what they're using, what they like, what they don't like. A lot of the stuff that is in education, the problem is they buy a product, for example, like your SubFinder and your absence management, but then they'll later go buy another product that does the hiring. And then they never do the research and development to bring them together. They're separate silos, which also means in separate entries, which also means more errors and more time to do that. The strength of Red Rover is this. They formerly were with Frontline. They left, and they started building all of these systems, and they're interoperable as well. So they're not in their own separate silos. And the research and development's been more heavily invested in at this point, and so it's very robust. It's growing. Some of the larger districts up around Indy, the donut schools, have been going to this. Also, Kelly, who helps with subs at different schools, have moved to this system. So I feel really good about it. And also, I know that its price is there. It's not much more than what we're paying now. And I feel very confident this is one of the best HRIS we can get at this point.
All right, same question on the data transfer. Would we be able to electronically transfer the data from Power School into Red Rover?
Oh, boy. Power School is sometimes difficult with that. There's things we can, and there's things that we won't be able to. However, again, we're dealing with a system that'll have more robust means of getting that prep for us. Without getting into all the technicalities of it, it'll make it easier.
Will this system have a similar implementation that we have on CellerX? And
Is it what?
we have a similar implementation plan for this that you have on CellerX?
Yes, they will work with us for an implementation plan. They'll use a project management software. I've already scoped out some of that because it was important to me to know what that would entail before we would move
And
forward.
that will include training for the program employees, and we have to do that later.
Again, we'll have to do that later, and I've already started thinking some of that will be, for example, the hiring thing will probably be the summer with our hiring managers, principals, supervisors. Some of it will be also looking at. Not all software trainings equal what they create, so I'll have to do a little bit of looking to see if we'll need to supplement that or not.
All right, and speaking for or asking for all substitute teachers, is Red Rover more user-friendly than Smart Find Express?
I'm going to say that it is. It has a mobile app, not just for the subs, but also for the teachers. Also, the hiring has a mobile app. One of the problems we keep coming on is a lot of people want to apply and onboard through their phone, and Power School is not mobile friendly. So these have
user-friendly.
yeah. So there's a lot of benefit. It's modernized. It just works better. User interface is easier to use, and especially on the back end. So the back end of Power School can be very difficult to set up, and can be overwhelming. And changes are sometimes hard to find or even to correct because then you have to work with the company who then will charge you to make those changes. So this back end will be easier too for us to set up things like calendars and making sure our staff's updated.
All right, thank you.
All right, any further questions or comments? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Number 6, which is our last item, ask for the approval of the personnel agenda as presented to you.
Okay, recommendation for approval of the personnel agenda. Do you have a motion?
Make a motion, we approve the personnel agenda as presented.
All right, Mr. King makes a motion. Do you have a second? Ms. Miller seconds. Any questions or discussion related to this motion? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you.
All right, moving on to item G, elementary curriculum. Ms. Hudson.
Good evening. I have 2 items tonight. The first item, I ask for your approval of an additional field trip for all of our NLCS 5th grade students to go to Hardin Ridge for the Hoosier National Forest Kids Unplugged program. This will happen on 2 separate dates in the month of April.
Okay, I have a recommendation for approval of this field trip as listed. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
All right, Ms. Collier makes a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Ms. Miller seconds. Any questions or discussion related to this? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. And the second item I'm presenting on behalf of Dr. Erin Miller. She's at 8th grade night this evening at the high school. And so I ask for your approval of the BNL summer school plans for this coming summer.
All right, have a recommendation for approval of the BNL summer school plans. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion, we approve the B&L summer school plans.
All right, Mr. King makes a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Gilbert seconds. Questions or discussion related to this motion? All right, hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, item H, NLCC. Ms. Redmond.
Good evening. My first request is an overnight stay for our HOSA students at their state convention in Indianapolis on April 15th and 16th.
All right, have a recommendation for this overnight stay. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion, we approve the overnight stay for the host state convention in Indianapolis, Indiana on April 15th through 16th, 2026.
Okay, Mr. King makes a motion. Do I have a second? Ms. Miller seconds. Questions or discussion related to this?
I have a question. So it says here supervised,
Your mic.
I'm sorry, supervised candidate Cummings, Amanda Harrell, so you got more than one Harrell and only one Cummings and only one candidate. Is that it?
I do have more than one Harrell in my building,
Okay.
but only one's a HOSA sponsor.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, any further questions or discussion? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. My second request is approval for 8 staff members to attend the Southern Regional Education Board Making Schools Work Summer Conference in Nashville, Tennessee, July 14th through the 17th.
All right, have a recommendation for approval or attendance of this conference. Do I have a motion? Ms. Miller makes a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Soklin seconds. Questions or discussion related to this motion?
Yeah, I have this SREB, is this like the Cadillac conference you say you always want to go to? Okay, great.
Yes.
And there's really not a northern, just the southern. There's no NERB, is there?
No. So this group actually started in the Florida, Georgia
Right.
area.
Okay. And then are some of these people going first time to the SREB?
Yes, there are some first-time attendees on
Okay.
there.
So I guess you do a trip summary at the end. I'm kind of
Absolutely.
really anxious to hear what they have to say.
Mhm.
Thanks. Thank you.
Okay, further questions or discussion? All right, hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Ms. Redmond.
Thank you.
Item I on the agenda, our superintendent, Mr. Yancey.
Thank you, Mr. Parsley. We have a few items and some FYIs and a commercial to show you tonight. So the first item, we are asking approval of the Assistant Superintendent contract, Mr. Steve Underwood.
All right, have a recommendation for approval of the Assistant Superintendent contract. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion, we approve the assistant superintendent contract.
All right, Mr. King makes a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Dr. Miller seconds. Questions or discussion related to this motion? All right, hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. We are asking approval of the 2026 attorney contract for Mr. Greg Pittman.
All right, have a recommendation for approval of the 2026 attorney contract. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion, we approve the 2026 attorney contract.
Okay, Mr. King makes a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Sokolin seconds. Questions or discussion related to this motion? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you. We are asking approval of Dr. Kaiser's consulting and educational service agreement. It's for $3,000 a month. It'll start in March. It cannot exceed $50,000. His daily rate actually is $1,500. That's including the tax and travel. But if we pay the monthly rate at $3,000, I thought it was a better rate. So Dr. Kaiser's eager to start working on with the facility study, and I'm asking for your approval.
Okay, have a recommendation for approval of this Kaiser Consulting contract. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion, we approve the Kaiser Consulting and Educational Service Agreement.
Okay, Mr. King makes a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Gilbert seconds. Questions or discussion related to this motion? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. We're asking approval to obsolete bus number 25 and donate to the Bedford Fire Department, used for training.
Okay, have a recommendation to make obsolete this bus 25. Do I have a motion? Ms. Miller makes the motion. Do I have a second? Mr. King seconds. Questions or discussion related to this motion? Do we get to watch them tear it apart or burn it down or cut it up?
No,
Or,
but we don't want it back.
we don't want it back. Okay. All right, any further questions? Hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. We're asking approval of the purchase of 2 trucks for the maintenance department. They are 3 4-ton trucks. They have a service body snow plow. Cost per truck is $69,645. There's 2 of them, so it's a total of $139,290. And then next month you will get the list of obsolete trucks that we'll be getting rid of.
Okay, have a recommendation for approval of 2 maintenance trucks as listed. Do you have a motion?
I make a motion, we approve the purchase of 2 trucks for the maintenance department.
Okay, Mr. King makes a motion. Do I have a second? Mr. Gilbert seconds. Questions or discussion related to this motion? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. We are asking approval of an amendment to the school bus purchase proposal from the November 13th, 2025 board meeting. In November 13th, we asked for 1 yellow bus and 2 white small activity buses and 1 trade-in, and that was for $361,735. You've already approved that. We're asking that you amend this on the February 19th board meeting today for 2 yellow buses and 1 trade-in for $309,850. The reason why is these yellow buses are going up in March. We thought we needed now another yellow bus because 1 went down. So we're asking for the amendment.
Okay, have a recommendation of the bus purchase amendment as stated. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
All right, Ms. Collier makes the motion. Do I have a second? Mr. King seconds. Questions or discussion related to this motion?
The 2 white buses, will the 2 white buses be needed later that we're going to do
Yes,
something on
yes,
that
sir.
later?
But right now, we thought this was the most fiscal thing we could do because our fleet is still aging. We're about halfway there.
Okay, so I misunderstood that you're replacing the 2 white buses with the second yellow bus, or are you still making the 2 white buses?
I'm not.
You're not.
We're not.
All right.
No. We have to stay within budget.
Okay, thank you. Further questions or discussion? All right, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. We are asking approval of painting, carpet replacement, and new furniture for the English department at BNL High School. We will replace teacher desk, lectern, student desk, carpet, painting. There is a total mistake there, as you can see. The room carpet is $45,000, not $44,000. Also, the painting cannot exceed $10,000. And why is that? Because sometimes we want trim to be painted, and also the mullions on the door are also need to be painted. So that is in the budget, so it can't exceed $10,000 for the painting. So a total cost for this renovation of the English department is $160,593.70. We'll be paying that from the interest from the bond.
Okay, have a recommendation as described for the renovations to the English department. Do I have a motion? All right, Mr. Sokol makes a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. King seconds. Questions or discussion related to this motion? All right, hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. As we continue to work on our playgrounds, we're ready to move to the next school, so we're asking approval of the purchase and installation of a playground at Needmore Elementary for a total cost of $328,481.39. And this will come out of the bond.
Okay, have a recommendation as listed. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Ms. Collier makes a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Dr. Miller seconds. Questions or discussion related to this motion? All right, hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. We are asking approval for an overnight and out-of-state field trip to Kings Island Amusement Park on April the 24th, 25th of 2026. This is a band trip.
All right, have a recommendation for this Kings Island trip. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Ms. Collier makes a motion. Do I have a second? Mr. King seconds. Questions or discussion?
It's B&L band.
Yes.
Okay.
Huh? Oh, BMS.
BMS, okay.
All right. Any further questions or discussion? All right, hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. We're asking approval of an out-of-state field trip to Kings Island Amusement Park on May the 8th, 2026 for the 8th grade field trip.
All right, another Kings Island trip recommendation. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion, we approve this trip.
Mr. King makes a motion. Do I have a second? Second. Mr. Sokolin seconds. Questions or discussion related to this motion? All right, hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. This time I'd like to go through the FYIs with you for your information. The first FYI is JA Benefits Solution Training Proposal for employees of the business office. That includes Byron. He's a new member. Of course, Yancey, Brandy, and if Eileen needs this also training. This training is to the max of $10,000. This is what Yancey was talking about in his presentation. I will sign this and don't have to have it approval because it's under the threshold, but I wanted to be upfront with you, and I think it is needed as we move forward. So the next section is the B&L pool. So I really need you to take a look at this. If you turn to page 4, you'll start seeing the pictures. So as you go through those pictures, this is the engineering specs. So we'll be getting quotes on how to repair the pool. It is significant, so that puts on hold the roofing project this summer at B&L, because we were going to do 25% of that roof this summer. Right now it's on hold because I need to know how much this is going to cost to go in that existing bond that we already had. So I just wanted to give you a heads up. This pool is 52 years old. Am I correct, Steve? So I'll let you know as we get more information.
And I remember from the facility study work session that this pool and its maintenance was not incorporated in the
No.
facility study. It's one exception.
None of the sports facilities were.
Oh, none of the sports.
No.
Okay.
Next is the library mission and vision statement for the district librarian. I call her Mrs. Underwood, but I think she has a married name. Ellen Corey. She is helping us with the library. It also deals with House Bill 1447. House Bill 1447 states material harmful to minors, and so parents have the right to request consideration of materials we buy. So then you have to have a committee that oversees that. So Ms. Underwood put together a proposal here that I want you to look at. You'll have to vote on this. As you go through, there is a question for the board. The committee can be made up by the law, said a school board or a review committee. So I'm asking you, would you like to be, if we have a group of people that has materials that wants to be censored in the library, they would have to fill this form out and would have to go to the committee. And then eventually it always goes to the school board to remove the material. This is what House Bill 1447 states. We have to have this as part of our policy. So she put it together for me. I think we're very conservative here with our materials. I know I am. So I take it very seriously, but you still need this by law. I think it would be wise that the board be the committee, but if you could tell me in private, if you want me to create a committee outside the board, I can, but then it has to come to the board anyway for you to censor it or for me to remove that material. So why have so many steps in the process? Because you're going to have to know about it anyway. So this is for your FYI. We have a month before I bring it in front of you. So if you have any questions, you can see me or call me and we can go through it, or any suggestions how to change it too. Because Mrs. Underwood or Mrs. Corey is very helpful. She has been so kind, and we hired her to help us with the library. She has a librarian license, and she's worked for the library before. And she's a stay-at-home mom, and she is willing to help us on the side. I pay her by the hour, and she comes in and makes sure our libraries are up to snuff, or actually up to law, and works with our aides in the library. So it's been very nice to work with somebody that has the experience she has in library management. So next is the NLCS nursing staffing updates. This is again goes with Yancey. You'll see what our current nursing staffing is today at the front, and then they're proposed. As you can see, we're increasing at least one more nurse. That is being paid for because we're eliminating 2 aides positions to pay for it. So I'm staying within budget. So I do want to thank Yance for helping putting this together. And Dr. Miller also helped. The next is the technology Chromebook case purchase. I will be signing this after the meeting, but this is the cases we have to buy for our kids for next year. It's 600 cases for $13,080. So I just wanted to show you. We also have the case, I think, there. It's a little bit more handy-dandy than we had before. I think the kids will...
Yeah, we've been buying the Cordera kind of case, which kids won't carry. So we're going to go to a Snap hard shell case. I think this is more protective, but I think kids will use this more. So when they're issued a Chromebook, it will have the case on it, and so hopefully they're not going to yank it off.
I never knew it was optional not to carry the case. I didn't give my
They
kid
should
that
have it in the case, but...
It's not really optional not to carry it. They
All right.
make that option anyway.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you. Number 6 is the Special Education Parent Resource Guide. I just wanted you to take a look at this. This is marvelous. I can't say enough about Miss Swango and Miss Pace putting things together. I think this is a great resource for our parents. So they will be receiving this if requested. It has all of our resources in special ed and their rights. So I want to thank our special ed department. I want you to take a look at it. Next is the self-contained special education teacher description for Galaxy program that we're starting next year in the elementary. It will be housed at Shawswick, and it will be able to take children throughout the district. We will be bringing this job description to you next month. Next, we have the
Nancy,
NLCS
on that one, is there a reason Shawswick versus?
size and two administrators, and the IWD rooms are at Parkview. We didn't think they needed any more
Okay.
special needs
Thank you.
there at the time. Next is the NLCS Galaxy program overview of the program. It would be overseen by Ms. Swango. This would be used to help kids that are having severe issues with emotion and behavioral issues. And they will be mainstreamed out to the general classrooms. Next is the employee child care supervisor for virtual learning days and job description. When we have virtual learning, that's ASIC. We have employees that have children that need to be watched. We're looking at putting this down in the Playful Pathways. We already have an employee, but we would have to pay them extra. So you have to have a job description, and we will bring this to you next month for consideration. Next is the elementary in-school suspension supervisor job description. Next month in two of our large elementaries, we will try to have in-school suspension. In the survey, you will be also receiving the climate survey. That's on here too, by email. I went over the climate survey with all the directors and our principals. The survey stated in elementary discipline is still a concern, and you know we don't like to suspend elementary students. So in-school suspension is where we can place a child to get regulated and also hopefully help them with their schoolwork. We cannot afford at this time to do that in every elementary school since we have 5, but I think with the 2 largest we can start and see how it works. So I think our principals are looking forward to see how this is going to help them with discipline. Next is the IAG conference summary from Dr. Erin Miller. She wanted you to have that. Then, item 12 is the district student count. That was in February, so you have the count in October and also February. We were 94 students short, 36 early graduates. So we did lose some students, this count, of a cost about $400,000. Again, rural schools are penalized, I believe, on the second count. I've let our elected officials know this, that every rural school superintendent should be against the second count because it penalizes rural schools. If you live in the city in the Beltway, you usually increase students, but anybody who lives in county, I don't know a county school that did have increase in their count that I'm friends with.
And you're talking primarily because of early graduation?
Well, we only had 36 out of the 99.
Right.
I really believe we've lost some to online academies, and we're looking at next year opening up our online academy for everyone to know we do offer that at Gateway. We'll be advertising that at the start of next school year. That we want kids to look at all the opportunities we provide here at North Florence. As I said, you will receive the climate survey from the teachers and our staff. I do want to tell you I appreciate Yancy putting that together for me, and we've kept it consistent over the 3 years, and I do believe it's very useful, and I think our principals think it's useful to be able to see where we can improve and move forward. So I wanted you to have that before we release it to the association. Now, I am very proud of our communications director. I want to tell you, I love commercials. I love showing off what we do here at North Lawrence, and the next commercial I want to show you that will be posted on our website is about our Career Center that I think is a huge blessing. So David, if you would.
Lawrence Community Schools, we don't just wait for the future, we build it. This is the Career Center, where students don't just dream, they do.
Training the brave.
Here, students don't just earn credits.
Learn to protect and respond. Designing individuals that move the world.
They earn confidence.
Teamwork and leadership.
They learn hands-on and they learn with purpose.
Skills that save lives. From vitals to repair.
They learn skills that open doors
Errors, plans, and
to careers, to college,
building from the ground up.
and to real-world success.
Light, camera, selfie.
Some students follow a path,
Real production experience.
but our students, they build one.
Engines, diagnostics, and repair.
Coding, logic, and the tech that drives everything.
Here, we build stars, but not every star is built the same. At the North Lawrence Career Center, we help students shine in their own way.
Look at this little boy now. Gotcha.
Preparing the next generation of teachers. Caregivers and leaders. Cooking up crafts, creativity, and careers.
Building the experts to keep the world moving.
The backbone of modern industry. Learn more right here at home. Shaping students to understand how the body works. And how to help it thrive.
Spark, steel, and precision. Problem solving innovation.
From in-house projects
To our fully student-run business.
So whatever your passion,
whatever your path,
Your future is red. Your career starts here.
North Lawrence Career Center, building the next generation of stars.
Good job.
Well done, Dave and Ms. Redmond. That was great.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, coming then to our home stretch. Item J, persons to address the board on items not related to the agenda. All right, seeing none. On to closing business. Spotlights and highlights. Mr. King?
Thank you. We've got Dollins Elementary first. Fourth grade students wrapped up an exciting Project Lead the Way unit on forces and motion. Student groups designed and built cars equipped with safety devices to protect an egg passenger. We are proud to report that every egg survived. And our Bearcats are looking forward to tomorrow night's dance. Lincoln Elementary, huge congratulations to our spelling bee winners, Riley Johnson and Sophie Payne. We are proud of their hard work. Lincoln Green Thumb students have been learning about pepper and tomato plants. They germinated 6 different varieties of pepper plants and 7 different types of tomato plants. Finally, for Lincoln, we wish our robotics teams the best of luck heading to the NLCS robotics competition at Parkview on Saturday. Needmore Elementary. Congratulations to Nolan Reagan and Julian Ogburn on winning the Needmore Spelling Bee. And our robotics team is heading back to the state competition. Way to go, Robo Toppers. And a thank you to our PTO, for their continued support and for hosting several great events this month. Now to Parkview. Parkview second graders chose a Winter Olympic sport to study and presented their findings to the other second grade peers, first graders, and kindergartners. Students are also creating bar graphs to vote on favorite events and to track USA medal totals. Parkview K2 is looking forward to welcoming our incoming kindergartners on Tuesday, March 3rd and Thursday, March 5th. Shawswick. Congratulations to our Shawswick Spelling Bee champs, Grant Tong and Callie Martin. We would like to invite students, parents, and families to Shawswick's Parade of Books on February 24th from 5 to 6:30, where students will showcase their book projects. Bedford Middle School. Our basketball season was incredibly successful, and our players, coaches, cheerleaders, dance team, and Winter Guard represented BMS with pride, heart, and outstanding sportsmanship. Our 8th graders are actively preparing for high school, and we are grateful to partner with B&L and the Career Center to guide our students through this exciting transition. Gateway Academy. Gateway students have earned a total of 92 credits so far this semester. Students have learned about drywalling and wiring electrical outlets at the Teen Center. And Raptors Rise Rehabilitation Center brought several birds to teach students about local wildlife and how their center helps rehabilitate injured animals. Bedford North Lawrence High School. Over the past 2 weeks, B&L music students competed in the ISMA choir, band, and orchestra contests, earning multiple gold ratings and advancing to the ISMA state contest next week. Congratulations to the Lady Stars swim team, and especially Ava and Sabrina Lip, who both competed at the state finals this past weekend. Way to represent B&L. And B&L is proud to share our to-date attendance rate is 94.5%. Thank you to our students, families, and staff for helping achieve this milestone. And finally, the Career Center. During February, NLCC is celebrating Career and Technical Education Month with weekly trivia contests, interactive games, and friendly competitions that highlight our programs and student engagement. 8th and 9th graders from all the sending schools have toured the Career Center. They've explored available programs and learned about the career pathways open to them. And CTE Month places a direct spotlight on our current students as they build valuable skills, earn industry-recognized certifications, and discover what they are capable of achieving.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Underwood. Lots of great stuff going on across the district. Our next regular meeting will be March the 19th at 6 p.m. Stay tuned as to whether we intend to include any work sessions or executive sessions on that. That will be announced via WBIW and other sources. With that, I believe we have concluded this evening's business for our regular meeting, and shortly we'll adjourn to our executive session. So I would entertain a motion to adjourn. Mr. Soakland makes the motion. Do I have a second? Mr. King seconds. All those in favor of adjournment, please signify by saying aye.